What is going on, LEGO investors? So today we're going to talk about the canary in the coal mine when LEGO investing. So if you're not familiar with this terminology or this saying, this goes back to when there were coal miners. They would bring a canary into the coal mine and see if there was carbon monoxide, because unfortunately the canary would be the first one to go, and that would tell all the other miners to get out of the coal mine. So there's a few ways you can kind of judge how a set is doing well or bad. And this is what I refer to as the canary in the coal mine when LEGO investing. It's not really clear. You have to do a little more research, but this is just what I use. Others may not agree with this, and honestly, it's not always right. I would say it's just a factor. It's just one form of due diligence that I do to help make me a better investor and help me guide to invest in certain sets. So as a LEGO investor, it's really tough determining what sets to invest in. A lot of investors will invest with their heart, and typically that might backfire. For example, let's say if you really love the Marvel movies, a lot of people might invest in the Marvel LEGO sets. Or for example, the Avatar sets. Everyone kind of is torn on those movies. You either love it or you kind of just hate it, or you watch it for entertainment, but the LEGO sets just have not done well. So I see it a lot, and this is just one way that I use to gauge a set. And again, this is just how I use it. This won't work for everyone. There's different investing styles. You need to figure out your own, what works for you. I appreciate you watching my videos, but I'm just a guy on YouTube just giving my experience and hoping that other people learn from my mistakes, and I hope to really earn you money. That's the goal of this channel, because as you're aware, I've been sick for a long time. I do LEGO investing for a side hustle to help pay for my medication and help support me. So I try to do this to help other individuals. But let's dive into it. But first, I would absolutely love to hear your maybe canary in the coal mine, or what's your indicator that a set might do bad or a set might do good. Obviously, there's so many different factors, and this is just one. There's a lot of others which I'm going to make videos on, but again, this is just one. But I would love to hear your thoughts and opinions, and people really appreciate this. I appreciate when I see all the comments on your opinions. Seeing how other investors invest really help me. So I'm sure the community appreciates it. They just might not comment on your comments, but I guarantee there's somebody reading your comment and really appreciating it. So let's dive into it. This is my canary in the coal mine. So when you're looking at lego.com, you'll typically see a limit. And LEGO limits are a good way to kind of judge how a set is doing. Honestly, a lot of people just overlook it because it's so small and they think, oh wow, it's a new set, it's a low limit. But honestly, you have to pay attention. You have to do your research. I always say do your own research at the end of my videos, simply for the fact that you need to consistently do research. And for example, I make multiple videos on sets, sometimes really close together, and you might say, why do you keep making these videos? Well, my opinion may change on this set. Honestly, there's a massive sale or something could happen that could change my opinion. And that's because I'm constantly doing research on my investments. I spend thousands of dollars on these sets, and I want to make sure I'm going to make a profit in retirement. So for example, let's say when Ahsoka Tano was in stock. I don't think I ever seen a limit of 5 for Ahsoka Tano. Maybe you did when it first came out or a certain time period, but majority of the time that Ahsoka Tano was out, there was a limit of 2. Every time I checked, there was a limit of 2. What does that tell me? So this tells me that the set is doing fairly well. Now this is not always true. Sometimes LEGO just might blanket all new sets with a limit of 2 and then change it to 5 and sometimes even 10 maybe. But the fact that a set may stay at a limit of 2 tells me it's doing really well. For example, let's take a look at how Ahsoka Tano has done. So again, Ahsoka Tano is a brickhead. I love brickheads. Brickheads are really, really great investments. And a ton of investors were talking about Ahsoka Tano. A ton of investors have a ton of these sets. I've got a few. I don't have 100 like I try to shoot for, just because going to the Lego store is extremely difficult. It's such a hassle. And I just can't go all the time. So they're just really, really great investments. And Ahsoka Tano stood out to me and everyone else, and I think that's why it had a limit of 2. Now, if a set might have a higher limit, that's the canary in the coal mine for me. But really quick, let's take a look at how Ahsoka Tano has done and doing right now, so you can kind of gauge of what I'm talking about. So retail price is $9.99. And the market value is $10.70. That is wrong on Brick Economy. Sometimes Brick Economy can be spot on, or sometimes it's just a rough number, and it might match maybe an Amazon and not eBay. But let's take a look at how it's doing on eBay right now. So we've got $14, $19.95, $23.99, $20, $9 but $7 shipping, $19.95 with free shipping. So honestly, this is insane profits already with 6 days into 2024. Ahsoka Tano retired at the end of 2023. We are at pretty much double the price right now. If you bought it for $10, you could potentially make a $10 profit. Now, deducting fees, you might need to sell it for around 26 or 27, but we're almost there. You get the gist of it. So that reinforces the fact that when I say it had a limit of 2 the entire time, because people were constantly buying it. Lego was constantly producing these sets and people were buying it. Extremely, extremely popular. Now, for example, a set that isn't really doing well, Obi-Wan Kenobi, a limit of 5. A little while ago, a couple months ago, this had a limit of 10. So this tells me that this set has not been doing very well. And again, you have to do multiple forms of research. I never see anyone talking about it on Facebook. I never really see anyone talking about it on YouTube. My investor friends, I never really hear any chatter about it. It's not a great set. Yes, there is a potential to earn money with this set, but it's not an Ahsoka Tano set where they set a limit of 2 because it's doing so well. No, they set higher limits for these because people aren't buying them, and then they gotta move more inventory. That's kind of how the limits work, and that's what I refer to as the canary in the coal mine. So now, why is this set struggling? You know, you would think with Darth Vader and Obi-Wan Kenobi would do really, really amazing. Well, we've already had these sets before, so if you look at Darth Vader, retail for $10, got a value of $35, absolutely phenomenal. That's a great investment. If you are not happy with that kind of investment, you're really in the wrong business right now, or I should say, in the wrong side hustle. So since it is a remake, that might be a factor of why it's not doing as well, and not as doing as well as Ahsoka Tano. So that's why they had higher limits later, and that's why it has a limit of 5 right now. They just have too much inventory, people aren't buying it, so higher limits really, really help them out. So now, one example that I can reinforce this, I try to give, show people what I'm talking about in my theories and guesses, because ultimately pretty much what I say, Lego investing is gambling. That's what it comes down to. It's guessing. You're really hoping for the best, because we're in a different time right now, and you need to do your due diligence. So here's one that I can really, really hopefully show you what I'm talking about. So a Star Wars set, Obi-Wan Kenobi has a limit of 5 right now with Darth Vader. But the Wedding Groom Guy, Brickheads, on sale for $9.09, a limit of 50. That is absolutely insane. Why is it 50? Simply for the fact that no one bought this set. No one wants to buy this set. Lego cannot sell this at all. That's why they're hoping people think, oh wow, Brickheads, this Star Wars Brickhead has done amazing, and the Brickheads sets just really do well, so they're hoping people will just, buy this blindly. That's how you know this set is a dud. Yeah, is there a potential that you could earn a few bucks later on? Absolutely. It might even be above $9.09 right now. Maybe the part out value is insane. I don't know, but I would never buy this set. I would buy from Star Wars or a popular theme with a popular character, not a plain Jane type character that provides really nothing. That's why this set is horrible. That's why it's a limit of 50. This is just one way that helps me kind of guide to massive investing. And sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. But again, you have to include multiple forms of DD into that. And that's just one way I look at it, and that's one way I classify it as the canary in the coal mine. Now, I would love to hear your thoughts and opinions. Do you think this is insane? Do you think this has some value to it? Am I onto something? Or is this just crazy? But I'd love to hear your thoughts and opinions. And this isn't just for Brickheads only. This is about really any set. But Brickheads is a great indication because they're Lego store exclusives. They typically, popular ones have a limit of 2. If you've been watching closely to the Lord of the Rings sets, those I absolutely love. But sadly, they haven't been doing great. They were at a limit of 2. Now they're at a limit of 5. The hype died down, and a lot of people just aren't buying that set. I'm really hoping they up it to 10 because every time I go to the Lego store, buying 2 is extremely difficult. And I've got like 10 or maybe 10 to 15 of those sets. I really want 100 because I absolutely love Lord of the Rings. So sometimes it will be an indication and sometimes it won't. Now, the Lord of the Rings set, if they maybe retired it early, that they would have kept it at 2 the whole time because it would have sold out a lot faster. And there's a lot of factors to this. You have to look at it, the manufacturing, how many they produce, has this set gone on sale? Is it in a popular theme? Is there a set is it a remade set that might deter a lot of people? There's so many different factors to why it might be a popular selling set, but this is just one indication to me that tells me. So I would love to hear your indicators. Do you have any things that you look for? I'd really appreciate hearing it. So please comment down below. But as always, please do your own research, have some fun, make some money. Video is not financial advice. Any statements made are my views and is for entertainment purposes only and should not be taken as financial advice. Do your own research before making any financial investments.